at GCDC Lagos, and at Wole of Lagos. So Wole, we are good to go.
All right, thank you so much for that. I hope you can all see my screen. If you can see my screen, just leave a message on the chat so I know we are all on the same page.
Yes, we can see it.
All right, great. So before the interruption, which we are really sorry for, we were talking about where to find data in Nigeria. Um, so you have the e-library Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, the Nigerian data portal on the Open Data for Africa platform. You have the CBN statistics database. You have the Nigerian market data, the energy data, the info website. If you are looking into data for health, you can find a lot of those kind of data at the Global Health Observatory by WHO. So on WHO's website, there is a Global Health Observatory, and you can basically just decide to select a country, and you find all the health-related data regarding that country, regarding its citizens, regarding the set of population, sample size, and things like that. Normal data set. So if you are really big into machine learning and you need data sets to work with, or you are trying to also develop something around OSINT, Noma also has some good Nigerian data sets. In fact, I'm surprised, how much they have, because you find out that some government organizations do also have that. Home data is also another source where you find good information regarding Nigerians, some citizens, is a certain kind of population, depending on what you are looking for. Where to also, there are also some other places not listed there. You find out that some private organizations also have access to certain kind of data, and you have to go and meet them. Most times pay for this data. So for example, there are data for BVN and credit scoring, data for phone numbers, data for so many other things. But fraud, suspicious fraud activities, accounts with banks, and small startups like that. But you have to always go to meet them, to have access to this information, and it defeats the idea of open source. So when it comes to open source, what we are looking at is what we can find in the open, without paying for, without having some special privilege to have access to them. That is the whole idea of OSINT, and that is why those sources were not listed in this slide. So undoubtedly we have OSINT problems in Nigeria, and we'll start from the data collection problem. Data is poorly collected, and even when you have data, you find out that some of them are invalid, inaccurate, and from there it stems about a whole lot of other problems, such as data processing. If you lack of data would lead to poor processing, cost of data, expertise in cleaning, organizing this raw data, and also because of these issues, you will always still lead to inconclusive reports. Exploitation. So when it comes to exploitation, how are we taking advantage of this data that is out there, publicly accessible to the internet, publicly accessible information? How are we taking use of it? So for this is more like a charge that, come into the open space. If you're a security researcher, if you are into cybersecurity, OSINT is a very, very good platform. We need to take advantage of all these data that are out there, especially in the Nigerian space, and that would lead to production of information. So ideally, also when it comes to public information and even analysis of some data, they are rarely viewed by the public. So, I mean, do we have a responsibility to share and publicize some of this information more widely if it is in the public interest? So, I mean, you've taken data on health, you've been able to do this. So, I mean, we all have that responsibility. I think as security researchers, as developers, to take all this data and, make sense out of it and put it out there for people to, have access to, build tools around this data, to find public health records of this, someone at an accident scene, these are really, really, there are so many opportunities just lying down there. And I think it's time for us to, really look into this aspect, especially as such as in Nigeria. So yeah, that would be that. So because we don't have much time and I wouldn't want this meeting to cut off again, I'll quickly skip to the Huget document demonstration. So Huget was or is rather Huget is a tool for finding leads with Nigerian phone numbers. So you have a phone number. What can I get publicly with this phone number? That's what who gets it. So I was thinking, well, I couldn't find any fancy any cool name for this, so I just decided to call it who gets. So who get this number? That was the inspiration for the name. So this is the model for this particular tool. At this moment, I've been working on it on my spare time for the past 1.5 week or 2 weeks thereabout now. So I currently don't have so much time to invest into building the tool, but I've been able to build up to it, at least an initial version. So I'm looking for contributors, also. So I mean, if you think it is something you want to join in to build, send me a message, send me a PR, let's work on this tool together. So this model is actually from IntelliTechniques for a phone number OSINT workflow chart. So when you get the phone number, 1 minute. So I mean, you run it through Facebook searches. It gives you Facebook posts, Facebook pages. There are you can run it through reverse caller IDs. These are examples of some reverse callers, caller ID website. Run it through reverse caller ID APIs, reverse search websites. By the time you are done with all this process, you would already have a real name attached or associated with the phone number. And then using that real name, you can eventually, find social media platforms, find businesses, find real address, find relatives, find, basically all you need to know about that target phone number. So this is the model Uget is actually following. So you get the phone number. We run it through a lot of, platforms like this just to find out publicly what we can get. But the problem now is a lot of these services are not available in Nigeria. So we have just limited scope to work with. So for example, if we had, the right amount of data out there, building reverse scholar websites, for Africa, for Nigeria, for purposes like this would be much more easier. But because of that, the constraints and the model would not work. So basically what we are just going to do is readjusting this model and then building the tool using the model. So, okay. Yeah, so what's currently supported? Anonymity using tools. So when you're searching for this information, you can decide to conceal your original address. So I mean, for this, you have to already set up Tor on your local machine. You can find localized information. So localized information like the carriers, the time zone, geocode, and the country of the phone number. Search engines. So Uget currently supports just 2 search engines, but I plan to include Bing, Yahoo, Yandex, as many as possible. Also, social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook. So, yeah, so to the live demo now. But before we go, just switch to the technical part, to the demo. Do we have any questions? Do we have any questions so far? Chat. Okay. Are there any questions? Sadiq, please, are there any questions?
Yeah, so a quick question that we have uh, is who gets open source?
Yeah, completely open source. The code is very shitty, to be honest, because I've not really been investing my time in writing it, and that is one of the reasons why I'm looking for contributors to come on board. And using the model, we can build the standard, so and even make it a standard, extend it to a full blown OSINT tool for telephone numbers in Africa, in Nigeria, and beyond.
So if I wanted to contribute, how can I get started with contributing?
Sending a PR. So look for something you want to contribute. On the model, if you want to just send in a PR, even if you want to start with the README, just send in a PR and then gradually we can start off. So find.
Amazing. So what's the URL to the repo?
Yeah, I'll be sharing that in the demo so you can look at that. So I'll just stop sharing my screen and just come back to that later.
All right, cool. So let's have the demo first and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
So guys, that was that. And that really shows that even despite the limited resources, and you can still make a sense and try and tweak your way out of things and try and figure things out. So we're waiting for the demo, which will show us everything that we need to see, and then you can feel free to contribute. The repo link will be in the slide, and everything you need will be there for you to get started with contributing. And please don't forget, follow us on Twitter at Linux Lagos, at GCDC Lagos, and you can follow Wole at Wole of Lagos. Wole, are we up? Okay, so Wale, someone is asking that can we use a specific phone number for the demo? I'm waiting for you to put it up back so that we can get started first.
Yeah. All right. So I think
Are you up now?
I'm good to go. Let me share my screen now, and then we can get started.
So Wale, is it possible for the audience to give us a particular phone number for us
Yeah,
to
I
use
think
for
it
the
would
demo?
even be nice. And one of the things I was planning on doing was just going on the internet, finding random phone numbers, and let's see how that works. And All right, great. I hope you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, great. So this
So
is
should I call the phone number for you? A phone number that you
okay. We already have a phone number. That is fantastic. So just quickly before we go that, so this is the repository link. Let me just copy that and paste it in the chat box. If you have issues,
use for you.
create it. And I will try to quickly fix any issue you might have as soon as possible. Why is this? I can't find the chat box for some reason. Okay,
You
regardless.
mean the chat room?
Yes, regardless. This is the link to the. I'm trying to copy and paste it to the chat. I can't just find. Seem to figure out. Okay, chat. Yeah. All right, so I'm sending that to the group. Yeah. So UGET is an OSINT tool that allows you gather information about Nigerian phone numbers. With UGET, you can, get information about the mobile numbers such as carrier, geocode, time zone. You can also find more information by searching through the internet, on supported search engines and also supported social media platforms. With UGET, you can easily get leads from phone numbers to emails, websites, images, videos, and the rest. So far, one of the important things we'll be supporting is contact name. In the future, supported search engines so far. So these are supported engines: Google, DuckDuckGo, social media platforms, requirements. So this is the installation. Clone, though. I already have this. It's written with Python 3, so you have to have Python 3 set up, or else you will also have issues. These are just some examples. So, who is willing to give us a phone number to test with?
Okay, so I'll be giving you a phone number.
All
right. 081.
Okay, 1 minute. So it's basically, once you are done with installation and setting up, this is the usage. So to get started, you just do get a PY. So that's Python 3. Yeah. So to get started, if you would just want to find a simple, the simple details about the phone numbers like the geocode. So please call the phone number.
081
234. Yes.
234 81
81
08
08
64
64
98
98
58.
58. Yes, so we can see the phone number, we can see the carrier, we know the country, the geocode, and the time zone associated to the phone number. So this is just the very, very basic usage of this tool, very, very basic. So if we are now going to, run it through search engines and social media platforms, this is where, you need to now select which social media platform or search engine you would like to use. So let's hook up that to Google and see what we might have from there. Okay, so we currently don't have anything tangible. This is just the only result regarding that phone number. You can still run it through other search engines. DuckDuckGo. Let's see what we find on DuckDuckGo. Um, Nothing found also. Let's try some social media platforms. Um, so for social media platforms, let's just do. So for the social media platform, you have to use the argument -s. So you do something like this basically, and then select which social media platform you want to use. Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. So let's start with Twitter. Hopefully, we would find something. Searching on Twitter. So nothing found on Twitter, and let's see Facebook. We also have nothing found. So regarding this phone number, I mean, there is really nothing out there, just very few information we've been able to gather. The career, the time zone, and then this from Google. So is there any other number, or should we look for a public phone number that we can use? Okay, let me try.
Let's look for a public phone number
Let
to
me try
use.
my personal phone number. I know a lot of you will probably try to bomb me after this, but it's fine. So just a basic, look up also. It tells me my career is Glow and my time zone is this. If I'm going to run through this Google, um, let's see. Oops, we have nothing on Google. Let's check DuckDuckGo. Nothing found also. Great. So I mean, so far so good. Let's try to look up some phone number on the internet. Cake vendors, maybe. Okay, good. This is why I like the internet. Okay, great. We have a different carrier this time. Airtel, same time zone in Lagos. Let's see if we have anything on Twitter. Same thing. On Twitter, Facebook, maybe we would have nothing found. So this number is also not associated to a Facebook page, and no post also has been made with this phone number. We can keep on going and going and going till we find a phone number that is so let's find more places, see if we can get their phone number. Let's try this. Yeah, I think okay, fantastic. So we have a number of leads from this also. So basically, from this phone number, we can identify uh, the Instagram page, you know, and pretty much yeah, Instagram profile we post. Um, we can see some Facebook pages, phone numbers, and other leads also. Let's try to see if we can find anything different on DuckDuckGo. Yes. Okay, great. Now we can. I mean, we've seen a Twitter, seen a couple of Facebook pages and posts associated. So I mean, there will always be false positives, at least till maybe we reach a very, very stable point where we can tell which is false positive or not. But generally, I mean, right now we already have so much information from just this particular number. I can see Twitter profiles here. Um, I can see Facebook pages. So this way you can even map out, um, and it's hopefully it's one of the stages we'll get to using this tool where you'll be able to, map out leads. So from a phone number, when you generate, find things like this, you can actually map them and say, okay, this, and generate graph reports down there. So maybe in V2, V3, I've implemented that with this feature. Now let's actually check, let's see Twitter itself. Yes, yeah. Okay, so no tweets, but we were able to fetch some Twitter pages. Let's see if we see anything on Facebook. Nothing found also, so it's not associated to any page yet on Facebook. Um, okay, so for the Tor, for anonymity, you have to pass a Tor switch. But first, you need to have Tor running. I already have Tor running and set up. So if we're going to do this, say, okay, actually, let's say, yeah, so you have to pass in the T switch for anonymity. Right now, the tool doesn't currently support using Tor on Google. It's a bug that I'm trying to fix right now. But if you say, okay, let's search on DuckDuckGo, for example, what it does, it first, so I forgot to pass the Tor switch. So what it does is it tries to find a new identity for you. As you can see here, it has already changed my identity to this guy, and that is what goes out there to grab all this information with. So if we do something like let me see, just to confirm that it actually changed our identity. Okay, we have a difference. Where? And run that again. So for every request you make, it gives you a new identity. So if we run that again, it still finds us a new identity. So you basically are fine. it anonymizes your request for every request coming out of Google. So nobody can say, okay, we had all this coming back to you. Yeah, so
So
that
one quick question.
yeah.
Yeah, because we are about to run out of time and we have like about 4 minutes left. So I quickly want you to answer this question from Adekunle. What do you use to resolve the career? Are you using prefix or HLR?
So for resolving the career, right now it's using strictly prefix for every possible phone number in Nigeria. All the combinations are there, so it makes it much more easier. And then it
All
doesn't.
right, awesome. So how can we connect with you? We want to reach out, whether we have questions about contribution or we also want to do some more in-depth things. We have opinions to make. How can everyone reach out to you?
Yeah, so I mean, feel free, shoot me questions. My handle is Wole of Lagos on all platforms. This is my email also. Send me an email. Don't fish me, please. And then visit our website, l4seclabs.xyz. I'm looking for opportunities right now. So in case you also have something you think I can work on for you, for your organization, just hit me up and we can always talk about it more. Most importantly, looking for contributors also. There are still a couple of things that we make on board. And like you see, the model is still far, but this is where we are trying to go with it too. So every possible contribution will be welcome.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. And of course, to everyone, I would send the slide via email so that you can see and then you can be able to, and I hope that we can take this up a notch and hopefully this will kickstart conversations around open source intelligence and testing in Nigeria.
Yeah. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you everyone for attending.